In this segment, I'm going to talk about selecting and the various ways you can select entities in SceneDesigner. So the first most obvious way is make sure that you're in the select interaction mode and just click on the item. So this will pick into the scene and find the thing that got picked, the entity, and that gets selected. The entity shows up here, and if we bring up the selection panel, the selection panel will show the object that we selected. Now you may want to select multiple things, so I may want to select this. If I hold down the control key while I'm clicking, I will select a second one. And if we look over here, you'll notice that they are actually both selected in the selection panel. That, of course, is another way to select things, is by clicking on them in the selection panel itself. And this is a multi-select list box here, so you can hold down control and select multiple other ones, and this will select additional entities in the scene. You can also click the Select All button to select every entity in the scene, select None to remove all the selection, or Invert Selection to invert what is selected. Now if I have something selected, such as this room right here, I can also click on the Hide Entities button on the selection panel to hide that particular entity. It is no longer listed in the selection list, and I can no longer select it. Similarly, I can select an item such as this cemetery. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm looking at. So I can select this and tell it to freeze entities, which will leave it visible but remove it from the list and prevent me from being able to click on it to select it. Now there's filter modes in here. You can either click this button to move to the next filter mode, or you can click the drop down and switch to a filter mode. Now the first time you do this, you'll get a little warning telling you that, hey, the objects listed in this filter, when you select them in the view, the list view here, they don't actually select in the scene because they're hidden. But what you can do is this will show you all of the hidden objects, and you can select one of them, either double click it or select the unhide entities, and notice it just unhid right over here. The same thing can be true for the frozen filter. So you'll see in here the sky dome is already frozen and the cemetery is now frozen, so we can unfreeze that and now it is selectable. And then if we click this again, we'll go back to the other list in which things are selected. You can also create a selection set, and the easiest way to do that is to select a bunch of items and then go to the selection set panel over here and say Add, type in a name for your new selection set, and now you have a new selection set that contains those items. So then no matter what is selected, I can go to this drop down here, select the selection set that I just created, and those same entities will be selected. You can also select things through the selection sets panel right here, as well as remove selection sets that you had created. Selection sets are preserved in the GSA scene file, so they are available at runtime if you need to use them. That's it for this section.